hate from Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak. Make it a quad kill set up by that East.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Dubrak, core at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just pulling up everybody here. That's a 4, making 5
And it
for
does
nothing.
knock them all up. What a play. Oh my God, somebody please clip that.
Happy Wednesday, Nexus Gaming Series. It's that time again. Jason, it is playoff time in Season 9. How's it going, my friend?
Well, I'm definitely ready for this match. I've been looking forward to this all day long. And if the first COS division match this week was any indication, this should be a pretty good division to watch as far as playoff goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I over the weekend I grabbed this match when it came up, just to kind of stay in division, cast the teams that we're familiar with. I fully expected that you and I would be on a little vacay by now, but
yeah.
but instead it turns out that we get the privilege of playing the winner of this team next week, which makes it even more exciting for us to cast this one, man.
Yeah, we did upset the number 1 seed, and now we're watching here number 4 versus number 5, Cosmos versus Essence Gaming.
Actually, 3-6, isn't it? I think it's 3-6.
Nope. It's definitely 4-5.
Is it?
Because the 4-5 seed plays the 1-8 seed winner.
Oh, you're right. You know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to change it so the overlay is correct. That's right.
Hey, to be fair, I tried to tell you that as subtly as possible, but you made a big deal out of it, so now I don't feel bad.
I know. I'm terrible. If only I had done this before.
Or if only I hadn't just gotten off work and had caught it before I came in right at the last second.
All of the above. Everything. All of those things.
But either way, like I said, if the number 1 versus the number 8 game was even enough to see an upset, what is number 4 and number 5 going to be like? That should be like the closest match in NGS history.
Yeah, absolutely. And C West actually overall was pretty competitive top to bottom, honestly. So I expect this to be a 3-game set, and I would not be surprised, frankly, to see either one of these teams win the other.
Yeah, it was a 3-game series in the in the regular season. They played their match pretty early in the season on May 11th. So it's been a while. These teams have had a lot of opportunities to scout each other out, see all the stuff from the season, and we'll see who did their homework and who shows up tonight.
And Jay, who was it that won that set?
It was indeed Cosmos.
Cosmos taking a 2-1 over Essence Gaming. Well, while we have a minute, because teams look like they're throwing out the R's, I'm going to throw up the Division C West regular season final standings. There they are. You can see number 4 Essence and number 4 Cosmos, number 5 Essence. Looks like they were 5 points apart. So what is that? A domination in a match. There's a little bit of a break in the points.
But the top half had a lot more points than the bottom half. The bottom half was really tight. Like anybody could have gotten to that 5th place seed out of that bottom bit based on the last couple of weeks. But we are going to see Brax's Holdout being our first map here that was originally banned out by Cosmos in their set during the season. So a little bit of a change already from that original script.
And we are in draft. So first pick over to Essence Gaming. Yes, oh good. I didn't tell them what side to go on, and they did go on the correct side. Nailed it. All right.
I always love to see that.
So Essence Gaming with first pick. So Braxis here. Cosmos deciding with being the higher seed, they get to choose map pick or first pick. So they chose map pick, and they chose to go to Braxis. Now, there is a familiar face on Essence Gaming, and that is Tin, and that is why the Phoenix ban came out, because of that name, Tin. Teams have learned through his journeys in and around NGS that you don't want to let Tin play Phoenix. He is a really, really good Phoenix player.
Yeah, Li Ming and Greymane going to be banned out. So good burn heroes, good boss damage and camp clear. Not necessarily the best heroes to clear out the Zerg wave, but can be helpful to have all that damage when you're fighting over the point.
And then the Anduin ban coming out for Cosmos. That's interesting. We're seeing a lot of Joe bans just kind of around the game generally. And Joe is very solid on Braxis, but it's going to be a first pick. Kael'thas, another solid pick on Braxis, where teams can get clumped up. He does have good wave clear, so the Living Bomb and the wave clear will get value here on Braxis. And there's the Johanna and E-Day playing the Cassia.
Yeah, so a bit of blinds from the Johanna to be able to help out the Cassia here, so a good combination there. And good point control for the Johanna as well. She kind of does a little bit of everything on every map, but I really like her here just for her ability to be able to stand on the point and hold it longer than most tanks because of that sustainability.
And I was going to say, on Braxis Holdout, maybe the map where the solo lane is possibly the most important, maybe Dragonshire, but certainly, those two here, that neither team seem to be showing their solo laner. And the Blaze pick by Essence Gaming isn't necessarily showing that either, as you can flex Blaze into that main tank role, so still not necessarily married to Blaze in that solo lane.
Yeah, I like that drafting style. One of the disadvantages that you have when you have first pick is that you show over half of your team before you get to the next ban phase, so you're kind of showing your hand a little bit. So picks like Blaze early with no tank, it kind of gives that little hint of mystery. Is this our solo laner, or is this our main tank? It doesn't give as clear an opportunity for what you want to choke.
And Rhaegar going down, Bloodlust is really solid right now, so that's not surprising to see that. Speaking of really solid right now, Tassadar picked up by Cosmos, so they do have both of their damage dealers in the form of Cassia. Tassadar definitely plenty enough damage there. And let's see, are they going to show that solo lane, or are they really going to hold their cards close to the chest? And they are. It's going to be Yrel taking the top lane, hiding whatever support they're going to select here on Braxis Holdout.
Yeah, you've still got another damage dealer to pick up on the other side, so they're going to save that healer pick to see exactly what they want to try to counter it. But also, the Yrel going to be very strong up in that solo lane. Good ability to shove people off the point. Again, really good sustainability up there and decent wave clear to hold the lane to boot.
And then we go with Maiev Orphea. So a very creative comp for Essence because you don't have the traditional solo laner. Are they going to 2-3 this? Or are they going to have Blaze in the solo and do no tank? I mean, we know full well Orphea Kael'thas can work just fine, right?
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see how they structure their laning assignments here with that particular comp.
Yeah, is this a Maiev up top with maybe one of the mages? Is it Maiev solo laning? Are we going to see Blaze go up to the solo lane? And this is just kind of like a uber damage bottom four? Like, that's not what I expected to see from Essence Gaming. And that is what we watch for here early, is what is their plan on the early laning phase here?
Yeah, and if I were to hazard a guess, because I haven't seen a team try to work with this particular orientation. If I were to guess, I'm going to say they're going to pull off some kind of a 2-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strategy that I'm actually familiar with.
Sure.
We did that way back in the day in Season 4 on this map, but we had double healer for that comp. We had Lunara with a healer up top, and then we had, I think, Joe, Lili, and Vala in the bottom lane. So we had sustain in both, and were able to kind of put that pressure asymmetrically and forced them into responding to us, which they weren't prepared to do.
So I did put up the brackets for the Division C playoffs for while we're in the loading screen here, but we are in game, Mr. J's on Division C West quarterfinals. The number 4 seed Cosmos in the blue trunks featuring, and Mount Synergy. So game 1 early. Oh no, Yrel on the Ney, killing the Mount Synergy. Cirrus on Johanna. Sawdiddy on Stukov, Silver Jackal on Tassadar, our friend Ide there playing Cassia, and Ney will be playing a surfboard riding Yrel.
And on the right, we've got Essence Gaming, your number 5 seed out of the C-West Division. 10 going to be playing the Orphea, Ailish on Blaze, Apocalypse on the Maiev, Deckard being played by Adrian, and we've got Tricker playing the Kael'thas.
So in the early going, Jay, it looks like it's going to be solo lane Orphea up there. I have concerns about that matchup. Orphea has solid enough wave clear, and she does have some mobility, but she doesn't have any form of self-sustain, and she has literally no chance of bullying Yrel off that point by herself. You can see Tin is already pretty low up here as Ney is really putting it to her. They're actually trading into each other. We may have first blood in the solo lane, but Tin escaping with about 200 health, forced to tap. Yrel's going to go actually grab the globe and then return to the lane. We'll try to check in here. Braxis, one of the more difficult maps to observe because there's kind of stuff going on all over the map simultaneously.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting matchup up top. But Ailish getting very, very low here is going to just barely make it away with sub 20 health. But up top, Orphea does have a little bit of self-sustain. She can heal a little bit off of some of her abilities, but she has to hit those abilities. There you see Tin going to struggle quite a bit because he couldn't quite find the Q hit. And normally you'd think a ranged damage dealer would have an advantage on a melee hero in the solo, but Yrel has enough mobility to easily make up for that range advantage that Orphea would normally have.
Right, yeah, she can jump on the Orphea, and also just frankly out-trade her, right, with the better self-sustain. So both tributes channel points currently over to Cosmos, but Essence Gaming making a real strong play for here. There's the teleport and the pull, but the Tassadar wall actually keeps Johanna on the same side with Cosmos. Ailish is low, Apocalypse is low, Cirrus is very low, less than 300 health, finally going down. But the counter kill onto the Blaze and Trickor and Apocalypse running as well as Deckard. Those red health bars are so low. We'll check in with our top lane. Tin trying to hold the lane against Ney, and there they go again. We're going to have round 3 in top lane, Tin v Ney.
Yeah, Tin is actually doing a fine job up here of being able to hold this point for now. Thank goodness, because down bot, Deckard out of mana, so the side of Essence Gaming were not able to quite sustain, and now Maiev going down in the bot lane to the lane, possibly?
Now, I'm going to stand correct a little bit here. Tin is kind of being a little bit of a lane bully up here right now, and it definitely has the health bar advantage. I like Ney's strategy here of really abusing the health globes, though.
Yeah, meanwhile, down bot, we've got the fight started once again. Tricker getting low. He's going to have to back out. Big pressure coming in from that Tass and Cassia combo. Meanwhile, point just kind of dominated right now by Cosmos as they keep shoving Essence back into their own lane, back into their own area.
Yeah, they haven't quite been able to line up their CC Essence. The Blaze, Maiev, Deckard. I mean, they have a lot of CC down here, right? Blaze, Maiev, Deckard, Kael'thas. But we haven't really seen it really stacked on top to blow up a target quite yet. And I think if they do that, that's a really very scary 4-man here. There it is right there, actually. You saw the Joe has to pop the Iron Skin to get out of it.
Yeah, the CC, it's a burden of execution kind of thing. You know, if the CC gets there, Essence Gaming should do just fine in the trade. But if not, there's enough damage on the other side. Meanwhile, charge on the backside, but now Ailish is stuck in. He's having to start to back up a little bit. We do have Stukov in there pretty deep, getting pretty low. Apocalypse jumps out right at the last second. Big damage coming in on the other side, and Cassia will get the final kill to take down Blaze. And once again, Cosmos winning out in the bottom lane, and now we see up top, Cosmos able to secure that point and start to get some charge themselves.
Yeah, Stukov there actually got away with 22 hit points as Tin and Ney continue to brawl. They're both pretty low, but 100 to 78 Zerg Wave channeled in favor of Cosmos.
Man, both of these solo laners are living on a razor's edge there. It's very, it's probably the most entertaining solo lane I've seen in a while.
100%, yeah, they're really kind of bare-knuckled brawl there in the top lane. And when we go back to that 4-man, Jay, really keep an eye on Apocalypse on the flank. There goes Ney, wants the Tin, tower dives, and gets it. It's getting personal up there with the solo laners.
Yeah, very nicely played. And there's the jump in again from the side, this flank from Ney, being very effective to help keep the Zerg Wave alive on the other side and allow them to continue the siege in here to the fort. But Stukov gonna fall on the backside, getting targeted by that fort.
Yep. Actually, the fort ended up taking him down, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Slight XP lead for Cosmos. A little bit of a structure lead, obviously, now with the fort going down. But Tin is really out here on an island with Yrel and Johanna kind of going after her, but to no avail.
Well, field research is exciting, but now we're going to get back to the regular laning phase as these teams start to get into the camps, and we'll even see the Thunder coming down. Oh, Apocalypse caught out down here in bottom lane.
Yeah, I started to actually talk about Apocalypse. If you were watching these 4-mans, he is very aggressively posturing in the flanks, and he was really landing a number of those Fan of Knives and proccing the resets. Nice job by Cosmos targeting down the fountain there. Tricor doing everything he can to keep him off, but losing that fountain is a pretty big deal, and really heads-up play there by Cosmos to take it down.
Yeah, now both wells down for Essence Gaming. They're going to have to go all the way back or go quite a bit back to tap back inside the keep area. And it's going to be a nice advantage for Cosmos if they can keep the same structure level going into the next phase, the next objective.
So 5 kills to 2 in favor of Cosmos. About a 3/4 level lead also in favor of Cosmos. They're feinting an invasion here. If Essence wants to rip this camp, they need to do it like right now. It might almost be too late already, as level 10s are here from Cosmos. They do step away from the camp. Yrel is on the top bruisers, but it looks like they're trying to parlay level 10s into this bottom fort here.
Yeah, and I like that call. Siege before stealing camps. They may have the opportunity to do both, but they actually don't push in very much. They do catch the Kael'thas, though, and that's going to be a quick pick for Cosmos.
Yeah, talk about stacking CCs. That was a Blessed Shield into the Stukov silence. Kael'thas went down fast. Speaking of level 10s, there is Cassia's Ide, not able to land it, though. We have Archon for the Tassadar. I believe that is Ardent Defender for Yrel, and it is. Tin very low, falling down. Jay escapes with about 300 health. Actually, in the top lane, off-screen, Maiev taken down by Yrel. But it's going to be Valkyrie, Massive Shove, and Blessed Shield to round out the heroic abilities for Cosmos.
And for Essence Gaming, they're going to go ahead and pick up the Crushing Jaws, along with Combustion, Warden's Cage, Stay a While and Listen, and Pyroblast. Spicy.
Yeah, that is spicy, and I don't mind that with the Stukov support on the other side. But that Stukov support, those lurking arms, anytime there's a Stukov on the other side, can be really oppressive. And Sadity has been really on with those lurking arms, really kind of wreaking a little havoc with the big group silence.
By the way, shout out to Bahamut Gaming for his 49 raid.
Heyo!
Welcome, everybody. You arrived just in time. We've got level 10s coming in here in game number 1 of the C-West Division playoff game.
Well, thank you to our friend Baha, the one and only, for the raid. And welcome, everyone. We do have a fight breaking out. There's Archon. Tin is in trouble. Stay a while and listen is able to save him, and then the counter engage. All of the abilities from the Kael'thas there. The Pyroblast not able to finish off the Tassadar, though he's very low. And this is actually only 4 members here from Essence Gaming, but they're doing their best to hold their own. But I'm just surprised that they took that, Jay, knowing they're being a man down. Kael'thas goes down. Crushing Jaws does not land. Decker doing his best to keep everybody up. Tin is running for his life, but will not escape. And that is 2-0, maybe more. 3-0 to Cosmos fighting a man up.
Yeah, I think they might have thought Apocalypse might have been coming back down a little bit quicker, but either way, just Essence Gaming a little bit too far out there. But you got to give credit to Cosmos. They saw that numbers advantage. They knew somebody was up top capturing that top point, and they pushed it. They pushed their advantage. They did a nice job of executing that.
Absolutely. Way to check the bush there by Trekor, not just walking into a tank. The lurking arm will force Kael'thas back. Tin going in, literally just dives into the middle of Cosmos. Now the wall isolates him out and he pays for it. Stay a while, catches 3. There's the Warden's Cage. Big damage going on to the back. Solidity on the Stukov is very low. This fight is all over the place, but he does stay up just long enough for his teammates to catch the blaze. Now Kael'thas is in trouble. Yrel running him down, but he is able to escape behind the safety of his keep. And this second objective almost assuredly going to be 100-0 in favor of Cosmos.
Yeah, this is going to be a big momentum swing for Cosmos as they get this push down in the bottom lane. They could look to play for keep with this objective. They're also going to have that bruiser camp up top, or I should say the siege camp up top, to try to counter this wave a little bit. But also, Essence Gaming getting a little bit too aggressive there, I think. The camp had already been taken. They're diving in deep, but at some point, you have to find that balance of not making the advantage that they have, even more by giving that up and just playing a little bit more patient, I think, right here, Bruce.
Yeah, sometimes, you get like Tin went down really early in that fight, and that happens. And sometimes you just kind of cut your losses and live to fight another day, Don't exasperate, a loss. Kind of keep those losses to a minimum until you can make your play. The Stay a While does hit 2, and now Tin goes in for the Crushing Jaws. Only hits 1. Ide is in trouble, running for his life. Fends onto the Orphea, I should say, does some big damage. The fight's still all over the place, but Apocalypse caught behind that wall. The big combustion hitting 3, but the blue health bars just will not go down, Jason.
Yeah, one thing you notice there as the kills are coming in, both of those, now all 3 of those kills credited to the Zerg wave. They're fighting into that Zerg wave and taking a ton of extra damage here as Essence Gaming, and it's going to cost them dearly, as I think this, Mongoose, is the beginning of the end.
I believe so. That is going to be Deckard going down. 17 kills to 3. Now, the blue health bars are a little low. Maiev can get some resets here and do something like that. They're now tanking Core. I think we're going to see some kills here. First one is Stukov. Blazes here. So maybe not ending here. Essence Gaming maybe living to fight another day, and they are.
Yeah, Apocalypse going to keep the game going. Core does take about half the damage, but we'll get those shields back. And now we've got an opportunity here where Essence Gaming could look to soak and get 16, and maybe look to come back in this one.
Yeah, and Apocalypse and Ailish, they're trying so hard to secure a staggered kill here, but I just don't think they're going to be able to get in there.
Yeah, not quite. And now they're deep in enemy territory. Stukov is just now coming back up. So this is a 4v5, but Cosmos wisely being a little bit cautious here and not going full bore.
And especially with 16 advantage, I expect Cosmos to be aggressive here. And there it is. Blessed Shield hits 3. Stay a While hits 4. Cassia and Orphea and Ide going at it on the back line, and Orphea goes down again. These fights are just really all over, Jay. Very chaotic.
Yeah, this is definitely a crazy, crazy fight, but No ends up catching up to Kael'thas, gets the alley-oop essentially there for Ide, and the shove all the way back. Ailish actually survives, and just barely. Silver Jackal doesn't quite find him with the beam there.
Oh, he's gonna find him here.
Oh.
No, he got away.
Silver Jackal saw him there, but he just didn't get the tickle beam out quick enough. So close. But now Boss is coming over. As Cosmos winning another team fight 2-0 that time. Now they're going to get themselves this Boss, which looks like it might be pushing in the top lane.
Yes, it looks like it will be going in the top lane. And now they're using their 16s to leverage another camp. So Essence Gaming definitely going to be on the back foot. Going to be doing a lot of damage control while the waves are up. But there is Deckard gets pulled, and I don't know how he gets out of it, Jay. He doesn't. Apocalypse going to go down too, and this time I think it will actually be the beginning of the end here.
Yeah, Tin on the backside looking to try and get the Stukov down, but there is the wall to wall in Blaze, and that is a full 5-0 ace for Cosmos, and they're saying enough is enough. Let's go to core. Let's get on to game number 2.
So Essence Gaming here will have the choice of map pick or first pick in game number 2, as Cosmos looking real strong in game number 1, picking up the first win in our best of 3 set.
Yeah, Cosmos definitely showed up tonight to play. Essence Gaming putting up a lot of pretty decent team fighting skills there. Everything was a little wonky, and I think a lot of that is comp based. Goose, you got 2 really strong frontliners protecting, especially Tassadar now really needs the protecting from that backside. If the side of Essence Gaming can't get to the Tassadar, then they can't really put a lot of pressure on him. But Ide able to really capitalize on a lot of that damage, on those damage numbers, and get those finishing blows to really spike these team fight wins in.
Yeah, and watching that game, I didn't really feel like there was like a big mechanical difference between the two teams. I actually felt like it was really Cosmos just playing more disciplined. There were a couple times where Essence kind of took fights where team members were missing, or they kind of compounded an early kill, and you never really saw Cosmos doing that. They really played within themselves and played just clean, and I think that was the difference. There is Deckard gets.
Either way, Cosmos very, very impressive in that game number 1, and be interested to see what adjustments Essence Gaming wants to try to do to go into game number 2 here. Are they going to take map or first pick? And if so, are they going to change up that draft style any? Yeah, Zol Rules has it there. GG 2.0. Maybe it could have happened the first time around, but they end up picking it up either way there.
All right, Jay, I've been monkeying around with something I wanted to try to do. So we're going to see how this works out. I clipped what I think was the little fight of the game, and we're going to see if we can show it instant replay style.
Nice.
The big play here in game number 1. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I'm proficient enough to make this happen. All right. So play the game. Game number 1. Win to Cosmos.
You should share your screen with me so I can see it too.
Oh yeah. Hey, what a great idea. There you go. All right.
Nice.
Well, it's close-ish to what
you gotta bring that enlarged.
I know. I actually thought I pre-sized it, but I didn't. So
I see.
I see. So we're doing a little in-cast production of our trial play of the game feature.
Hey, this is how features are created. You gotta
right.
run it through a trial first.
That's right. All right. So there we go. All right. Just as we intended. Nobody ever saw me pressing any buttons. Play of the game from game number 1. Damage control while the waves are up.
Yeah, starting off with
is,
the
Deckard gets
huge
pulled,
pull
and I don't
in
know
there
how he
from
gets out of
Cassia.
it, Jay. He
Ide
doesn't.
just
Apocalypse
getting
go
that
down too,
initiative,
and this time I think
getting
it
that
will
initiation,
actually,
and then on a
be
great
the
angle there to
beginning
get the
of
kill
the
to start.
end here.
on Deckard, and then just no heals. Doesn't have that CC, and just at that point, there's just no stopping Cosmos.
Doing a lot of damage control. So there it is. Our play of the game from game number 1. Mostly painless to get that done, and I think that turned out okay. And game number 2, let's see. Oh, perfect. Cursed Hollow for game number 2.
Hey, that works.
It is. And it is going to be, let's see. First pick is Cosmos, so Essence going with map pick for game number 2. And this is a great time, Jay. We're going to play a little 15-second bumper to promote our NGS patron. It's a good time to do this, so hang tight for like 15 seconds. Huzzah! We have returned. And we're going to give the big R's here for game number 2.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice. I'm actually seeing your play of the game feature on there right now. That fits. That's well done.
Turned out pretty good, right? I'm pretty happy with how quickly that came together.
Yeah. Let me know if you want me to clip the next one. I can do that.
Yeah, if you come up with a clip, definitely just post a clip in the DM.
There we go.
Cursed Hollow.
All right, game number 2. It's another one of my favorite maps, Cursed Hollow. Big map, big macro prioritization here. The dual bosses make this map, of course, super unique in terms of how you can really snowball an advantage by trying to capture both a lot of the time. And it puts an interesting lane priority in this map a lot of the time on the top and bottom lane.
Yeah, and kind of the OG map on Heroes. Sticking with an Anduin ban as Cosmos, and this time E-Day pulling out that Cassia ban. I assume Tin is going to draw that Phoenix ban again. Typically, teams that are playing against Tin are going to ban out that Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're planning on spending your very valuable first pick on it, you kind of need to take it away from him.
And Phoenix is very strong. Utilizing that first pick as a denial is not a terrible idea, but instead they're going to go with the traditional ban and ban out Phoenix.
Yep. That's really a blessing to be able to have somebody on your team that plays a hero so well it auto draws a ban at the beginning of every game. It's just it's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, especially when it's on a hero like, Phoenix. You do see him from time to time, but he's not what I would consider one of the power picks in the meta right now. So when you kind of force out a little bit of a niche ban on top of it, it's all the more valuable as well.
Yeah.
All right, so Kael'thas banned out, Cassia banned out for Essence Gaming. First pick over to Cosmos. Joe is up. Tassadar is up. Those are the two heroes that I am looking at if I am Cosmos. And instead they're going to go with Li Ming, who, if you recall, was one of the first heroes banned out last game. So Essence doing their homework, knowing that Cosmos really prioritizing that Li Ming.
Yeah, Silver Jackal going to get an opportunity to show us what he's made of here on the Li Ming. And it's a pretty good map for her as well. Good ability to poke out on these objectives. And if it's paired with CC, there's just nothing in the map really to get in the way of her abilities, like on a Infernal Shrines, with the Shrine Monkeys. So you almost have to pick heroes that have summons to try to counter her a little bit a lot of the time.
And I am getting... Let me know in the chat. My OBS says you're echoing. I'm going to turn that off, and I think we'll be fine. So ETC picked up... Actually...
Maybe turn... I don't know why it would be, but maybe turn off the screen share?
I don't know why it would be. It's fine. I figured it. I just muted the... It's good. Don't worry about it. All right, so that Greymane pick, I assume, is also partially a ban. If you remember Game 1, Essence Gaming banned out Greymane and Li-Ming, the instant Li-Ming pick here, followed by a Greymane. So I assume they're using it as both a denial and a selection. Greymane is just solid overall, and they're not going to have a Yrel to deal with here. So Essence Gaming really adjusting their bans and draft priority after the outcome of game number 1.
Yeah, meanwhile, Cosmos doing a lot the same. They do make a small adjustment to get the Li-Ming, but staying with the Stukov, and Joe not available. So they get another tank that's, pretty good at zoning, pretty good at CC and control up front. ETC really on par with that Joe pick.
Yeah, excellent engagement. I think I would say fairly commonly accepted that Johanna and ETC right now are the kind of class of the tank heroes, especially if you're just looking at generalist tanks. They're kind of 1A in whatever order you want to put them on. Essence Gaming coming back with a Malthael Tassadar. That is a lot of damage with Greymane Tassadar, and still holding on to their support for the end of the draft.
Yeah, Malthael, of course, was ban number 3 for Cosmos last time around, so this time they'll be able to pick that up with the Deathwing being tossed out. But 2 more picks coming up here for Cosmos. What do they want to close out this draft?
It's going to be a Sylvanas and a Dahaka. So getting the global, adding the siege pressure with the Sylv. Also a lot of good damage Sylvanas does nowadays as well. Dahaka.
Yeah, meanwhile, that global is going to be real strong here on Cursed Hollow.
Sure, and even the ability, I'm pretty sure his little dig actually dodges the last rites too, right? So he could actually juke that. Is that correct? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure his E will cancel the last rites.
But I actually don't know if it would take it off of you or if it would just block any damage if it hits while you're dug in.
That's a good question.
I'm not actually sure of that, but
let's find out.
That,
we'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, we'll find out post 10. But I will say this much: Dahaka seems like it's a decent matchup against Malthael because he has so much more self-sustain and thus a slightly smaller health pool. But just in general, his ability to out-rotate even somebody as fast as Malthael gives him a little bit of an edge in that matchup.
Yeah, definitely different draft than we saw in Game 1. I had some reservations about Essence Gaming draft in game number 1, and I like this draft a lot. I might even favor their draft just a little bit more, but it's very, very close. I think both teams actually have really good drafts here.
Yeah. Lucio also can help them with that mobility, help them be able to maybe dodge those Li-Ming abilities a little bit. So I agree with you. I really like Essence Gaming's draft here, but overall, just I'm looking forward to seeing how both these teams fare with their drafts. So it's looking good on both sides.
All right, game number 2. Cosmos, Silver Jackal on Li-Ming, Cirrus on ETC, Nay on Dahaka, E-Day on Sylvanas, Oddity. Oh, there it is. Oddity on Stukov.
Tune it up.
That's right.
On the right, Essence Gaming. We've got Ailish on the Lucio, Tin on the Greymane. Tritcher are going to be playing the Johanna, Adrian on the Tassadar, and Apocalypse on the Malthael.
So teams greeting each other in the ceremonial traditional 5-on-5 mid lane dance party.
AKA WrestleMania.
That's right. Apocalypse really digging the flanks. He was really doing it a lot with the Maiev in game number 1. You can see him kind of posturing down here with the Malthael as well. Lurking Arm goes out. I'm kind of surprised that Stukov got through, to be frank, Jake, because it was very on point in that game 1.
Yeah, right away. Unstoppable. Going to have to be popped here for Tritcher. Nice pull in there. And we'll see Dahaka and Sylve going up to the top lane. Now it looks like Sylve's changing lanes.
So first tribute will be bottom lane. Let's watch how these teams prioritize maps. Such a key to success on Cursed Hollow is manipulating the map with the Merc timing. So Sylvanas is going straight to the Giants, as is Stukov. Greymane doing the same. Let's see if they just rip them or they try to time them at all with the objective.
Yeah, there's definitely more than one way to play the macro on this map, but typically you see the team that has the tribute on that side pick it up as quickly as possible and then push with it so they're in position. Meanwhile, the opposite team, which in this case would be Cosmos, tries to time it to go against the objective. But they pick it up early here, and they're going to actually look to rotate to bot, looking for this gank onto Adrian. They're going to catch him with a ton of damage, but he's able to just scoot away. Unfortunately, Kazidi not quite finding the mark there with that lurking arm.
So yeah, and frankly, I think that might be the first missed lurking arm we've seen so far, because they've all been pretty on point. I really thought Adrian was in trouble there. Both teams rotating away onto their mid lane bruisers. Teams sending multiple members here to the bottom lane, 3 from Essence Gaming, 2 from Cosmos. And Essence Gaming getting some good structure damage, going to take out one tower between Tassadar and those Siege Giants. They're getting some work done.
Yeah, always good to try to rotate, try to catch people off guard, keep them honest. But in that case, with Cosmos, if you don't get that gank, then you start to suffer a little bit in the rest of the rotational game. You see now they're still working on their bruiser camp. Meanwhile, in mid, Essence Gaming is starting to push in with that camp that's already been taken, and they'll have a bit of a rotational advantage heading down to this tribute as well, or we'll have to leave that camp unclaimed in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing there is one of the things that Greymane provides more than anything else is just how fast he can shred through mercs. And allowed Essence to finish that mid camp so early. Dahaka still top, can burrow in at any time. Here he comes, straight onto the back. He lands the tongue onto the Tassadar. Lurking arm a little bit too far to assist in the follow-up there. There goes the Tassadar wall, and the full brouhaha starts. This might be a reset for Li Ming, and it is. ETC is low, but if you're going to give Li Ming resets, you are in for a long game, Jay.
Yeah, no gets the tongue, and that's going to be another reset. Now we really start to see those dominoes fall. 3-0. Cosmos finding a way to get the early win here, and now they've also got mid lane pushing. They were able to get that cleared up. So this is a good moment for Cosmos. Good recovery after just a bit of a shaky start. But this is exactly what they're looking for. Almost a level lead, 3-0 in the kill count. And they're in a good position with a tough tribute position coming up in that top area.
Yeah, using that Sylvanas, Li Ming, sticking them in the bot lane with the tank to get plenty of structure damage. Going to force a rotation from Essence Gaming, Greymane, and Malthael are here. Actually, all 5-4 members, as Tassadar is rotating away, are coming down. They're trying to get to ETC, but it's not going to be enough. And kind of a little bit of an over-rotation as Cosmos smelt it come in and just simply backed up after taking out bottom wall.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dahaka's rotating around, getting the soak in the other lanes, extending this XP lead just a little bit, and now everybody's going to be up here for another 5v5.
This is dangerous, Jay.
Important one, yeah.
That was a really dangerous rotation by Joe and Lucio, looking for the tongue. Unfortunately, Nay does not hit it because Joe had already used her Iron Skin. Greymane is going to be late. Cosmos has to know that with the Giants just being picked up. Johanna going to take a lot of damage. The fight is breaking out. Power Slide catches 2, forcing Tass into the silence. Down he goes, going to proc a reset. Johanna now in a lot of trouble. Down she goes, another reset. Malthael now eating a lot of damage. Down he goes. Will Lucio follow? Yes, he will. Cosmos using those Li Ming resets. We saw why Essence banned it out now. They're clearly very comfortable with that Lucio.
Yeah, Silver Jackal definitely getting the value out of this Calamity build, getting the kills, but it's just a little bit of a bummer to see because Essence Gaming, you can tell they have so much potential. They get good team fight positioning, but again, the macro call there just a little bit off. They've got Greymane down in the bottom lane. getting that camp. It might get a little value off the split push if you can stall, but Cosmos has such good ability to force the end gauge that they were able to get that team fight won before Greymane was really able to get in on that team fight.
Yeah, and what makes that, even more feels bad is that's the defensive positioning tribute that you really want to get. And they weren't able to secure it. Now they're a level and a half behind. They will not be able to fight for this tribute at all, and it's going to be cursed. It's going to be cursed with the bottom, or the boss going in the bottom lane. And it's one of those things, if Li Ming can be very all or nothing, if she's getting resets, she's absolutely dominant, but if you can keep her from getting those, she gets zero, literally zero value out of her trait, and she can be very limited in what she does, and so far Cosmo is just getting all the value out of that trait.
Yeah, and there are two things that are very important for Essence Gaming on the back half of this game. First of all, they got to get this camp quick and get out. Nice wall from Tassadar there.
Great wall.
They're going to scoot on out.
Great wall.
But with level 10, now they have the Cursed Bullet Last Rites combo. So that's going to help them be able to maybe knock down one of these big control tanks up front. But also, more importantly, hopefully the Sound Barrier hasn't been chosen yet, but the Sound Barrier can be very, very key to keeping your opponents from getting that reset chain to start.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's really the key to these fights, is you cannot let, Li Ming basically have no cooldowns. You're not going to win that battle. Now, 4-on-4 is Malthael and Dehaka. The offlaners are not here. Wall goes out. ETC gets chunked. Lucio running him down. Massive shove sends him all the way back to the keep, but Tin does not care. Puts out the Cursed Bullet. There's the Archon. Mosh Pit catches only Tassadar, but that's enough, as Greymane is going to go down, closely followed by Tassadar, and then Johanna, and there's the Li Ming resets, getting value again. Great shove by Oddity, taking Lucio completely out of the fight, and as a result, there's no sound barrier.
Yep, that is exactly it. The shove, no sound barrier, no call for retreat, but also not really the ability to retreat. Your big retreat ability comes in from Ailish and that extra speed. So just if you're gonna maybe pick out an MVP moment here from these first this first 8 minutes, that massive shove is the MVP moment, and you love to see that on a support hero.
Oh, and not just that, in the middle of that fight, it was only a one-man mosh pit, but mosh pitting a Tassadar who was Archon, and Tass getting no value out of Archon during a team fight is huge. So really nice utilization of their cooldowns there by Cosmos.
Meanwhile, Essence Gaming kind of taking a moment to sit in the bush, maybe figure out where they want to go here, figure out where Cosmos is. But the answer is, Cosmos is kind of everywhere right now. They're kind of just running the map, turning everything blue. The slide from Sierras almost catches Adrian, but is able to turn around just in time.
And this is something we saw in game number 1. This is not a fight that Essence Gaming needs to take. They're down a tier. They're going to be fighting under spell armor. This could be a questionable decision right here.
Yeah, they got to be very patient and just look to defend here. Take out the spell power. If your opponent overstays and you get some poke, maybe you can look to turn it and chase. But it's not very far for Cosmos to retreat back to their fort at this point. And they've got, like you said, that talent tier, so it's not a bad opportunity for them to win a fight anyway. So, but there you go. Essence Gaming clears it out. Nice, patient play. They're going to send Malthael up to the top lane to clear. And now they got to be careful of the 4v5.
Yeah, Sirius was really aggressive in his positioning there. A wall puts a lot of damage onto Ide, but that is a 3-man mosh pit and a triple kill. Nice play by Sirius, setting it up, and that is going to send this tribute over to Cosmos. They are riding a solid 2+ level lead and have their eyes set on bottom keep.
Yeah, Cosmos has the momentum right now, and they are just letting it ride as they're going to look to get this bottom keep now. They got that early curse, was not able to secure a keep, but now they've still got the shutdown from Sylvanas. She kind of creates her own curse a little bit.
Yeah, and death timers are short enough to where Essence could come back and defend. Essence trying to get the counter engaged, but Apocalypse in that lurking arm, he goes down, resets going out again. Red health bars are actually pretty good, but with a man down, there's that lurking arm again, forces Johanna to reroute, and they get a double kill. And now Cosmos are going to step in, and this time I think they'll finish this keep.
Yeah, Black Arrow should be up soon. It's not. I don't think it's up just yet, but they're going to get some decent damage. E-Day taking a little bit of poke. The slide in is going to secure the Greymane. There's the shutdown. There's the keep. Now 3-level lead and the 16 talent tier. Is this enough for Cosmos? They might be looking core, but they're going to go ahead and call it off for now.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite there yet. Greymane would be up in 10. They don't have any katas or any wave to speak of. Instead, they're probably going to go trib bottom boss. And if I'm Essence, I mean, 3 levels down, 16 tier, it really isn't a good decision for them. It's just the best decision available. And I think they're making it. You take the double boss play away and you try to defend under core.
Yep, and this is opportunity number 1 for Cosmos to close this game out. They could also invade and look to get the siege camp in bot lane, but it looks like they're going to try to see if they can get here in time, but they will be able to scout that out, see the boss is taken, and now if I'm Cosmos, I just march through the bot lane, get that siege camp rolling, and try to see if I can't finish the game here with the Haka being able to dive back in through that brush in the bot lane.
Yeah, and if you're Cosmos, the way you win the game here isn't going on to core. You actually want to pick up a couple kills. Yep. And if you're Essence Gaming, you need to remember, although bosses are strong on Cursed Hollow, this is not a 20-minute boss. This is a 12-minute boss. So it's strong but not unbeatable. But the sound barrier just a hair late to keep Tassadar up. Things are not looking good for Essence Gaming here. Core shields are still up. They're doing everything they can to defend. Mosh Pit only catches 1, and it is interrupted. Johanna is very, very low, retreating under her keep. Massive shove sends Malthael completely out of the fight. But shields are just now going down, Jay. Greymane going down 70%, 60%. Johanna trying to get in there to stall this attack, but it is not going to matter. 18 kills to 1. Cosmos taking the 2-0 and advancing to the C West semifinals.
Very, very strong showing here from Cosmos. They came to play tonight. They were organized, ready to go. And got to give a shout out to Sierras. This is going to be our play of the game as soon as it eventually comes up on the screen. We still got the delay running here, but so I gotta wait for it. But just a really great initiation there. You mentioned it, and you called it perfectly there, Goose. They were looking for the opportunity to get kills. That is what would allow them to continue on and win the game. And Sierras, we're gonna see it in this replay clip, but hits a great slide to find the priority target in TAS, and that kind of just leads to the end of this one. A lot of great plays here. It's hard to pick just one for Cosmos, but that's just the nail in the coffin. As soon as they get TAS, then they can start getting the rest of the kills they need and finish the game up.
Yeah, no, I've watched, I think, Cosmos 2 other times this season, so a couple times. I wouldn't say I've been an avid watcher. There's a lot of games in NGS, and today is the strongest they looked. So maybe peaking in the playoffs because they looked really, really good in the set today. Game 2 was particularly dominant, but game 1 they controlled it throughout as well. They look really sharp. So we're hopefully getting that Podg for you in a moment.
Yep, definitely getting it. This will be a short one. We'll just make it a little guy, but absolutely. And all right, there we go.
All right, perfect.
You must have like a 2-minute delay running tonight.
90 seconds.
Must be something.
90 seconds.
It is this thing is massive.
It is a 90-second delay.
All right.
All right, our play of the game for game number 2 as Cosmos advances to the C West semifinals. Here is our play of the game.
So yeah, they get the camp, and you know, at this point, Essence Gaming knows they're there. TAS just kind of reaching out with that Q, trying to find a little bit of poke damage to start, and it's just enough, and just a really heads up play. A lot of really great tanking this game in general, coming in from Sierras, and good in the series, but his moshes were really on point this game, and just good initiations to get those fights before Essence Gaming could put together their setup to get a good team fight in a lot of these scenarios.
Jay, let's go ahead and jump in lobby 1, and we'll get somebody from Cosmos to chit chat with us for a bit before we throw it over to some more NGS playoff games.
I realized I jumped before you even finished talking. My bad.
You knew you were so excited to talk to Silverjackal that you cut me off mid-sentence and you jumped right into lobby 1.
Hold on, guys.
What's going on, man?
You know, feeling good after those wins.
Yeah, you guys looked really strong. Game 2 in particular was very, very commanding, showing off why they banned that Li-Ming in game number 1, because you really popped off on that Li-Ming. How did that go?
I play her pretty well. I feel like I like her a lot. You get one reset, and you usually can get, another 2 or 3 at least.
Ide, how's it going, man?
Hey, man. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. We get to meet again next week, which is exciting.
I know. Yeah. Looking forward to squaring off with you guys.
Yeah,
again.
it should be fun.
Yeah,
Jay and I were,
awesome.
Frankly, we didn't expect to be in this situation. We just figured we were going to cast you guys for funsies. But
hey, little scouting, man. You got a little forward scouting on us.
I guess so.
I don't know how it's going to help us based on those 2 games. That was just dominant. I don't know what we do against that, but I gotta say, I'm a little bit jealous of how quickly you guys were able to get that win. Like, I had to check the clock. We started our match on Monday at 8:30. I had to check to make sure that you guys didn't finish before us. That was really fast.
Yeah, the second game snowballed pretty hard, so we got them done pretty quickly.
So why don't you guys talk about kind of your season, your path to the playoffs, how you're feeling? How did you convince Ide to join in? Because he's always a hot free agent when he's around.
I just sent him some nudes and he got kind of lured in.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Yeah. I don't even remember how I got pulled over. I think Odd reached out to me off my free agent and actually was going to play tank with everybody, and then we had some roster churn. And then we ended up picking up Ciaris not too long before season started. So I shifted over to DPS, and he
just to live his dream.
Well, actually, I think we started the season with Neon tank and C in the off lane, and then a couple sets in, we swapped that and kind of are starting to come together as a team finally.
It seems like you guys are peaking at the right time.
Yeah, that's the best time to peak at the playoffs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're telling us. And I'm going to say I am jealous of Ide. When he was on Logical Decision, we used to scrim all the time, and we got some real good clashing going in. But I've been trying for like 37 seasons to move off of tank, and it is impossible to do.
Oh yeah, dude, he gets to leave the dream.
It is really hard. Silver kept calling it. I get to live the dream because when I joined the team, I was like, yeah, I'll tank, or I'd like to switch to DPS if I can, but I don't mind the tank. And basically it worked out to where I was going to be tanking. But then when all the roster churn happened, we tried out a lot of people. A couple people didn't join up when we offered, and then we had, we actually went through quite a few tryouts. I don't know why we took so long to pick someone, but we got lucky and got Ciaris on board, and he joined up as a tank, so I got to play DPS, man. You just got to do a late roster ad, Goose.
That must be it. I'm super jelly. And let me tell you, most of the time, what ends up happening is when I let somebody, especially like if you go into Rando Storm League and you just let some guy tank, I insta regret it. Like
Yeah,
a
usually
minute and a
happens,
half
yeah.
into the game, and I'm like, oh my god, no.
Yeah,
No.
I had to do my placement solo the other day because I couldn't get on with the team the other night, and I
Brutal.
just played tank 2 of the 3 because
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't handle it.
Like ETC, I don't need your auto attacks on the Merc camps. Can you stand in the bush, please?
Isn't that the best though? He's the best wave clear in the game.
Of course.
How could you use slide and face melt for wave clear?
All right, guys. Well, E-Day, you also get to play against your former team from last season too. You're going to see some familiar faces. That's fun.
Yeah, man, Giggle and Ouija miss my boys. It'll be fun squaring off again. We always have a good time.
Yeah, we keep an eye on E-Day, not make sure he doesn't throw when he's playing his old teammates.
Dude's
Yeah.
too nice, right?
Yes.
I mean, old teammates doesn't have anything to do with me inting all game like I usually do. So,
That's just me playing, damn it.
yeah,
It's not
that's just
collusion. It's just a coincidence.
yeah, it's just me sucking at the game, man. I know it looks bad. But I just am best at the game.
Anything from you, Jay? Because I just like conversational interviews, frankly, not this hard-hitting 60-minute stuff. I just like chatting with guys about heroes and NGS.
Yeah, no, I'm right with you. I think that it would almost border on inappropriate for us to ask you guys what your plans are, but
Yeah.
I do want to know just in general how you guys are feeling about the matchup.
Looking forward to it. I know you guys had internet issues last time, and looking forward to a more steady match for sure.
Yeah, and frankly, because look, we've been consistently inconsistent all season, and for whatever reason, we're hitting our stride, and knock on wood, we're playing well. You guys looked absolutely nails tonight, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I expect it, frankly, to be kind of like our match earlier this week was, which was very back and forth. Games 2 and 3 just came down to level 20 fights, and whoever won it won the game. And
Yeah, that was a good match with the Better Than Mutts. It's
yeah,
pretty entertaining to watch.
I kind of expect something like that. I think it'll be fun, win or lose, to just go out there and have some good games. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure.
100% agree. It's going to be an awesome set.
Yeah, it
Well-
definitely looked like it was almost opposite. The 1v8 seed game kind of looked like a 4v5 seed game. And then tonight, the 4v5 seed game almost looked like a 1v8 seed game.
Yeah, it seemed to work out that way. Yeah.
I mean, any given night, sometimes you just don't have it, for whatever
Mhm.
reason that happens to, everybody. It's just kind of one of those things.
That's when you
Happened
just
to
take
us
a
in
few
about
shots at tequila.
Half this season that happened to us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any shout outs on the way out before you go and enjoy your victory with your squad?
I'll let you take this one first, E-Day.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to the team. Well done tonight. Also to Essence Gaming. It was a good match. They're definitely a stronger team than they showed tonight. We just kind of got lucky. Caught them on a night we were playing well, and they were off their game. Thank you guys for the cast as always, man. NGS has been crazy this whole season with the percentage of matches that have been casted. So, whole caster team, and should somebody needs to buy a round of drinks for the whole crew, man. It's been awesome.
You offering?
Yeah, man.
I'll accept E-Day
None
if
for
we
everybody.
ever figure it out. I'll accept. I'll take the free
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah, man. Give me some addresses. We'll get some Drizzly hooked up.
All right.
But yeah, I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, fun set, great showing, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yep.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there.
Good night, guys.
All right. Thanks,
Take it
guys.
easy.
All right, Jay. Well, I think that's it for us too. And we are
Yeah.
going to throw it over to Division B West. Soak Every Lane, the number 4 seed, playing Bronze 6, the number 5 seed. They are literally just starting game number 1 over in DB Smiley's channel. So it's the perfect time to jump into that one. But any shout outs on your way out?
Yeah, I mean, they already mentioned my main shout out, which is usually to the casting crew, led by DB Smiley. So give our head caster a nice shout out over there and enjoy what should be a pretty cool match. I like those Soak Every Lane boys. Every time we've played them, it's always been quality. Those are some good guys over there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a little bit of old blood versus new blood too, because Soak Every Lane has definitely been around a few seasons, and Bronze 6, I believe, is a newer team to NGS. So should be a good one. And that'll do it for us. Be sure to hunt us down next week. Team Training Wheels versus Cosmos should be a really good set. I legit, Jay, I could see that going 2-0, 2-1 to anybody in any which way. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I think it really depends almost on the temperament of the teams as they show up. Because if Cosmos shows up like they did tonight, I don't like our chances very much. But this is the thing about C Division is that a lot of times the potential is as good as any B or A Division team that's out there.
It's just
but
consistency.
The consistency
Absolutely.
is not as high. Yeah,
absolutely.
So we'll see who shows up and what a wild week we've had so far. I'm looking forward to seeing how those other 2 C West games tonight went, just to see if it's as surprising as the other 2 so far this week.
All right. Well, that's it for me. That's it for Jay. Congratulations to Cosmos. And enjoy DB Smiley's cast of Soak Every Lane versus Bronze 6. Have a great night.